I'm just going to ask you some questions, and I want you to just tell me if it's nonsense or if there was anything to it at all. Number one, did President Trump ever sign into action the Insurrection Act?
No. Nonsense.
Nonsense. Is the United States military running the country or just is that nonsense as well?
More nonsense.
Good to hear.
More nonsense. There's no plan. There's so many people out there. Is the plan happening? We have what we have, and we have to accept the situation as it is. But now we have something about it.
So the video you just watched came out on BitChute within the last week. There you see General Flynn saying the Insurrection Act didn't happen. The military is not in control and there is no plan. So now, for all you still believers, QAnon and MAGA guys, I'm up in my bed to $1,000. If you go to my homepage here on YouTube, you'll see that I have a little PayPal link there on my homepage, on my profile page. So I'm willing to bet $1,000. Who wants to bet that on March 4th, nothing will happen? Trump is gone and Biden is the president. So, I've been really ridiculing and making fun of you, but as you can see behind me, these are all pictures of General Flynn, the traitor, who all of you QAnon and MAGA people a few years ago was saying, trust General Flynn. Q was even saying, trust General Flynn. I even put up you can see it behind me, a post that Q put up on his Q drops where he said, Flynn knows where all the bodies are. Patriots are protected. How long are you people going to hold on to this delusion? It's really getting sad. For a while, it was funny, but now it's really starting to get sad. And I went to a greatawakening.win and also to 8kun to read what many of you have been saying. Excuse me. And I hear a lot of people saying, well, General Flynn, he's not a general anymore. And of course, that would be kept secret for him because he's not in the know. What are you talking about? Before Trump left office, he pardoned General Flynn. You mean to tell me Sidney Powell, who was Flynn's attorney, they're not talking to Trump when all this was going down? You guys keep moving the goalposts. Flynn said the Insurrection Act did not happen. There is no plan. Ron Watkins owns 8kun. He was Q. He's Q. He owned a website that sold Q merchandise. This whole Q phenomenon has been a way for people that are pretty much have no moral objection to ripping people off, to rip people off. That's all they've been doing. It's like prosperity preachers. QAnon, people that promoted it, sold you shirts and hats and books and all kinds of bullshit. It was all lies. And I know it makes you angry, and now, you can't let go of it because you've ruined relationships. You've ruined parts of your life over this fantasy. It's all fantasy. The red pill stuff, that's from The Matrix. That's a fictional movie. The Follow the White Rabbit, Alice in Wonderland. That is a book. It is fiction. General Flynn was a criminal who was trying to make money backdooring the United States for Russia and Turkey. If it wasn't for Trump, he would be in prison. But because Trump is also a criminal, criminals stick by criminals. So what are you going to say now? What are you going to say? Oh, well, it's going to happen March the 4th. And then when March the 4th comes, oh no, it's going to happen, Memorial Day? I hear people now saying it's going to happen tomorrow during the Super Bowl. I promise you, if you see this video before or after the Super Bowl, nothing's going to happen. Just because Tom Brady was a freaking quarterback for the Patriots. Yeah, and what does that matter? It means nothing. They're not going to arrest nobody, I promise you. I will bet anybody. I'll bet anybody, any amount of money. The problem is when you lose, I know you won't pay. That's how confident I am. So you can continue to move the goalposts. I hear people, like I said, on your greatawakening.win. Oh no, General Flynn, he wasn't in the know. I thought Q said to trust Flynn. Q said to trust everybody. He said to trust Sessions, and then Sessions turned on Trump, and then it's like, oh, screw Sessions. And then he said trust Barr, and then Barr was like, no, we didn't find any problems with voting, and then he's like, oh, screw Barr. Do you understand how stupid all of this is? I used to love to make fun of you people, but now it's becoming pitiful. I feel sorry for you guys. And I understand you're afraid. But please, just go read about socialism. Socialism and communism are not the same thing. I actually made a video about it. Go watch my video. Socialism is power to the people. It's unions. Socialism doesn't mean communism. It doesn't mean the government controls everything. It means that you have a centralized government, which we have now, and people pay taxes, and the taxes go to help social programs like cities, police department, fire department. It doesn't make any sense. You people need to do research because you're being grifted. You love the Bible so much, and the Bible warns over and over and over again against false prophets. People like those prosperity preachers that you like to watch on TV that live in $1 million mansions while you can barely even pay for food and you don't have no health care. And then people like QAnon come along, Ron Watkins and his son that was just trying to sell you merchandise. That's all they were selling you, shirts and hats. And even Trump. Remember the money that you gave to Trump for his Stop the Steal crap? Did anything get stopped? Where'd all your money go? It went into his bank account. I don't want to make fun of you anymore. I want to help you. I want to wake you up. Talk about a great awakening. I want to have a great awakening because I'm tired of seeing all these fraudsters ripping people off. Move away from religion. Religion is fantasy. Do research. Don't believe just because that preacher on the stage tells you. He's just a man. He's never been dead. He doesn't know what happens after you die. Please quit believing other people. You talk about sheep. That's why Jesus says he's the shepherd, because you're all sheep. These preachers and these people that promote QAnon, they're just trying to steal your money. I just want to help you. I just want to see you do better in life and use critical thinking skills in order to not fall for these stupid fantasies. It's so sad. Take care of your children. Use your money instead of buying flags and hats and shirts. Pay off debt. That would be so much smarter. Start a college fund for your children. Get health insurance. Instead of going and standing in the cold rain to watch Trump on a stage, spend more time with your children. Have dinner. I'm sure your kids have problems. Ask them about school. Ask them if they've been bullied. Ask them if they're feeling depressed. With the pandemic going on, it's real. I promise you, it's real. Go volunteer. Go take meals to old people that are shuttered up in their home. Act out on some of that religious beliefs that you have. Instead of sitting in a chat room talking about Q, go out and fix the world. And the problem is, I understand that conspiracy theories are fun to believe because when the world is random, like when 9/11 happened, it's hard to believe that some people from a little dirt patch in the Middle East could steal planes and fly into the World Trade Center and destroy these great tall buildings. That's scary to believe. It's easier to believe that there's this huge, powerful cabal that did it. Because the randomness of that act is hard to wrap your mind around. Just like the pandemic. It's scary to believe that we live in a world where there's diseases out there that can just sprout up one day and start killing people. It's easier to believe that people just let it go and it's some type of conspiracy and some type of biological warfare. It's scary to think that, wow, something can just pop up, but it did. We see this throughout history: the Black Plague, the Spanish flu, smallpox, cholera. As human beings, we live in a disease-ridden world. AIDS, it just pops up. It's not a conspiracy. Trump is not a savior. He's just a dude. He's just a guy. I don't understand why people, this celebrity worship. They're just people. They take a shit, they vomit. They just got money. And money is made up anyway. The only reason a $100 bill is worth $100 is because you and I agree it is. It's just paper. It means nothing. Our monetary system is fake. But we look at all these rich people and go, ooh, he drives this car, or he drives this, or he lives in this big house, or he wears this fancy things, or he's got a watch that makes him look cool. It's just stuff that's going to fall apart and rust and turn to dust in 20 years. It's nothing. It means nothing. I'm just tired of seeing people get ripped off. I don't want to be your enemy anymore. I want to be your friend, and I want people to be educated. Reading is so beautiful. I love to read. I probably read 3 to 4 to 5 books every 6 months. Reading opens your mind to new thoughts. Learning is a great thing. Learn every day. I always say to my children, learn something new every day. The greatest thing about life is learning new things. And I know a lot of you people are going to totally, if you see this video, you're going to be like, no, I still believe it. There's a plan and all that. I promise you there isn't. There isn't no plan. I promise you that the world is random and that good things happen to good people and bad things happen to good people. And you never know from day to day what's going to happen. But we just got to stick together and realize that we're all one species. And when bad things happen, we're going to get through them. It's not a conspiracy. There's not some huge cabal. It's all fantasy. And waiting for somebody to come save us, whether it be Trump or Jesus, is masturbation. And what I mean by that is it doesn't accomplish nothing. When you're jerking off, it feels good, but you're not getting anything done. You're not, having a baby or anything. It feels good. That's what conspiracy theories are. They feel good, but they don't accomplish nothing. It's just a waste of time. It may relieve a little stress for a little while, but that stress is going to come back, and it's going to come back even bigger. So this is David. It's always Zizzles. Make sure you like and subscribe. Bye.